Calvin Castine at George Brandler Field. It's the last day of August 31st, 2019. We're here for the championship game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament. We're turning the microphone over to Joey Trombley and Lee Barcombe, the choir boy and the pharmacist, as they will be doing the game for WIRY Radio and hometown cable also. So stick around. We got the championship game of this annual tournament, Beekmantown and Chazy.
In the center, our referee will be Mr. Kavalowski. Tonight, he'll be the referee. Line judges are be Derek Badette and Brian Marino on the far side. And Chazy will take the kickoff. It's Heath Lucas. And he'll send the ball up. He sends it to the far side. It goes off of the chest of Bushy, and it's picked up by Riley Hansen. He's trying to control the ball. He gets it over to the far side to Luke Mosier. Mosier pushes it back onto the feet of Gagno. Gagno sends it forward. Shot from distance, 12 yards out, and almost going in. It was a hard shot by Patrick Dwyer. Kind of bounced down, Lee, and it kind of confused the goalie a little bit.
He had handcuffed Matt Wood, the goalkeeper for Beekmantown. He stopped it, but there was so much backspin on the ball that it spun away from him toward the goal line. He had to scramble to gobble it up before it crossed that goal line.
Nice hard shot by Dwyer. Now he gets the ball up over to Mosier. Mosier gets a shot from distance, and that goes over the net. So Chazy is coming out firingly. Now I'm not sure if that's the strategy, but they've come out with two quick shots on Beekmantown.
Well, we've seen this kickoff play from multiple teams so far this preseason, in which the center guy just fires the ball toward the corner flag, and his players run onto a full steam, force a turnover, and that's where Chazy's generated all this offense right after that.
And a big kick from Bouye from the goal kick, and it's into the Chazy offense or the defensive zone. Far side is Smith. He gets a shot off going inside the box. It goes off the head of Santor. Far side, we have a whistle, and that is going to be a foul on Beekmantown. But that was a nice feed. Actually, it was Nico Hart who fed that ball. And but there was a foul on Beekmantown. Chazy will get the ball right at the 18 in front of the net.
Dalton Kane called for jumping in on that crossing ball. Gabe Huckrow, left-footed keeper, will take this direct kick right at the penalty stripe.
He sends the ball forward. It will fall just shy of midfield. It's controlled by the Beekmantown Eagles. Leo Bowden pushes it to the far side. And it's Nico Hart hustling down the captain, trying to keep it on the side or the end line. He does. McCarthy battling for the ball on the far side. Coming up to help out was Hemingway of Beekmantown. McCarthy sends it forward toward midfield. Hustling is Riley Hansen. Riley Hansen being pushed off the ball by Lattonville. And there's going to be a foul on...
Foul on Hansen, yeah.
Hansen, yeah.
They locked arms and Lattonville went down, so they're going to get the push on Hansen.
So Hayden Bouye, senior captain, will take the kick for Beekmantown. He sends the ball up middle of the field into Chazy territory. It goes off of Juno's head. It comes onto the feet of Brady Mason of Beekmantown. He sends it down the line. It goes off the sideline. And it deflects off of Patrick Dwyer. So we're going to have a deep throw-in for Beekmantown. Again, they are going from right to left. And it's Cole Nephew taking the throw-in for Beekmantown. They're moving them back about halfway. Ball comes into play. He sends it inside the box. Chazy trying to clear it out. It goes to the open space. There's a shot, number 15. Colin Hemingway rips a shot, goes off the Chazy defense. He goes to the far side to Nico Hart. Hart is over on the side. Drake trying to defend. Nico Hart cutting toward into the 18. It's Nico Hart still with the ball, going down the baseline. And a nice stick by Heath Lucas, but it goes off the end line. First corner kick of the game, Lee goes to Beekmantown.
He yields the first corner kick, and that shows you over there on the far side how dangerous Nico Hart can be as he went around Drake and was looking for service. Leo Golden was wide open, or he had his hands open. He was like, I want the ball, and Hart couldn't get it to him. So Cole Nephew's going to take this left-footed corner kick here for the Beekmantown Eagles.
Far side, far corner. Ball in play. Nice feed inside the box. Huckrow goes up, and the whistle blown by Kavalowski.
There was a foul. I didn't see who the foul was on, but Mr. Kavalowski obviously saw something not to his liking and awards Chazy with a direct kick.
So it will be Gabe Huckrow with the kick for Chazy. He chips the ball up halfway into his defensive zone. It goes off the back of Cole Nephew. And coming over to help out defensively with Santor. And cleared out by Colby Drake. It deflects off of Nico Hart, and it goes off the sideline. And Mark up right now! Throwing for Chazy deep in their own end. They're going from left to right, near side. It will be Santor with the throw in. Santor comes down the line, goes off the back of Hanson to the open space. Chipped up forward is Latinville of Beekmantown. He was trying to find Dave Cox, handball on DJ Gagno. So it's a free kick, not a bad opportunity for Beekmantown.
About 36 yards out, it's going to be Nephew lining up to take this shot. Three-man wall for Chazy. Beekmantown adds one into that wall in the end. Huckrow's lining up his wall as Kowaleski paces off 10 yards, and it's going to be Cole Nephew taking the shot or the service.
Dalton running two.
It's a set play, chipping to the far side. And that goes near the end line. Nico Hart is there. He's keeping it in. He's being defended well by Luke Mosier, and the foul is on Nico Hart, pushing away on Luke Mosier.
Yeah, pushed him down, and it was Mosier. And so a direct kick now for Connor McCarthy, very deep in Chazy territory.
McCarthy sends the ball forward. That goes off of the head of Lee Golden. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Jeremy Juno. Juno gives it up to Heath Lucas. Lucas spins, goes to the far side to the open space. It's Colby Drake. Drake has some room. Far side now sends the ball forward, trying to find Patrick Dwyer. Dwyer chips it up to Luke Mosier, and now it's cleared out by Latinville of Beekmantown onto the feet of Sorrell. Sorrell loses the ball, picked up by Gagno. Gagno gets it up to Mosier. Mosier trying to turn, but he's defended well by Bushy. Now it's taken away by Chazy, but now it's picked up back again by Kane of Beekmantown. Now it's on to the foot of Tanner Connors. Connors working his way up, pushes it forward, finds Riley Hanson, comes back to Lucas. Lucas back to Hanson, nice movement. He comes to the near side, he's trying to find a streaking Jeremy Juno. Back there defensively is Mason of Beekmantown. Mason has the ball, kicks it off the sideline near the far corner post. Deep throw in for Chazy, deep into Beekmantown territory.
6.5 minutes gone in this first half of the championship game. No score between Chazy and Beekmantown.
Ball's in play, goes off the head of Riley Hanson. Gets cleared out by Bouye. Bouye hits a high kick, comes right up here, right into the press box and into Lee's hands. He throws the ball down over to Dallas Santor. Santor will take the throw in for Chazy. Waiting for his players to set up. Goes down the line. Hanson trying to control. He does. Gives it up over to Dwyer. Dwyer pushes up to Mosier. Mosier pushes it back. Trying to find Gagno, but too far behind him. Picked up by Nico Hart. Hart, a long kick. He's trying to find the streak in Cole Nephew, but good job defensively by Santor over to Juno. Juno gets it back into the offensive zone for Chazy. To Hanson. Hanson trying to get by Brady Mason. Mason does a nice job defending. Clears the ball out, sideline, throw in for Chazy.
And Mason's getting some work here on the right side. Brady Mason.
Oh, they said off Chazy.
Yeah, off Chazy. So Brady Mason doing a nice job defensively at left fullback, taking on the likes of Juno and Riley Hanson.
Ball in play, hits midfield. Santor goes off of Santor's leg. Throwing for Beekmantown. And quickly it's Cole Nephew right down the line. He's trying to find Andrew Sorrell. Sorrell has it knocked away by Santor. He chips it up over to Juno. And it goes out of bounds. Throwing for Beekmantown halfway into Chazy's defensive zone. They're going from right to left. Nephew gets the ball in. It bounces around. Back there for Chazy is Connors. Connors chips it up to Heath Lucas. Now goes to Juno. Juno sends a kick into the defensive zone of Beekmantown. Back there, nobody's there. Bouye gets it, but coming up strong was Riley Hanson. He knocks it out of bounds, so a throw in for Beekmantown. And it's Brady Mason. He sends the ball up. He's trying to find Sorrell. Sorrell being challenged by Santor. Coming over to help out is Juno. And nice play by
Quickly, Dalton!
For Beekmantown. Again, about halfway into Chazy territory. Ball comes in onto the feet of Kane. Kane being challenged by Lucas. Lucas now cuts it to the inside. Has a little bit of space. Open space to Gagno. Gagno one times it up, trying to find Riley Hanson. It goes off of the head of Latinville. and now it's picked up by Luke Mosier. Mosier coming to the near side, but also going up strong is Kane of Beekmantown. He pushes it back over to Mason, and Mason knocks it out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy.
Safe play for Mason as he had pressure on him from Luke Moser, who's working hard out there for the Eagles. Throw in can be taken by Dallas Santor.
Ball in play. Dwyer lets it go through his legs, trying to get it to Hansen, but it's cleared out quickly by Bushy, far side. Moving back there, some Chazy defenders. McCarthy picks up the ball. He has some space, far side. Now sends it down the line, trying to find Riley Hansen. Hansen trying to control. It's Hansen with a little bit of space, but stepping up is Bouye of Beekmantown. Chips it up high in the air, goes off of the head of Juno. Juno gets it to Gagno. Gagno heads up to the feet of Riley Hansen. Hansen trying to cut to the inside, but a good job defensively by Lattenville. Lattenville sends it to midfield, but Santor sends a high kick back up into Chazy territory, and Luke Mosier heads it back to Dwyer. Dwyer now gets it to Hansen. Hansen trying to find Mosier. 3 players collapse on him, goes back to Dwyer. Dwyer takes a low shot, hard shot, goes into the hands of Matt Wood. And I'm impressed with Patrick Dwyer tonight. He's not, and the shots he's taken are nice, hard, low shots.
Hard, low shots. He's not afraid to pull the trigger. Hansen had five Eagles around him out there at that one point in time. They're just collapsing on him when he's close to the 18.
So the long kick from the defense of Beekmantown, but it goes out of bounds on the near sideline. It will be a throw-in for Chazy. And it will be Santor for Chazy taking the throw in. He comes down the line, hard throw. Has Luke Mosier. Mosier trying to control it, gives it up to Lucas. Lucas trying to push it through, but a good job defensively. He goes on the foot of Golden. Golden trying to get a through ball up to Andrew Sorrell. Sorrell being defended by Santor. And it is now Tanner Connor sends it to the midfield, to the open space, picked up by the Eagles. It's Nico Hart. Hart goes on to the feet of Golden. Golden loses the ball to Kobe Drake. Gagno tries to send it forward, but it's picked up by Hemingway. Far sideline, and the ball will go outside the sideline. So 4 subs coming in for Beekmantown.
Dade Cox, Matt Smith, Ethan Burke, and Ian McCaslin all checking in for Beekmantown. Coming off is Mason and Cole Nephew, Colin Hemingway, and Nico Hart. Now, one thing I noticed when I watched the Canton Beekmantown game is that Coach Lucy is very liberal with his subbing. He subs often and in big groups like he just did.
Ball is in play, cleared out by McCarthy. He chips it high in the air, stays in play, goes off of the head of Cole Nephew, but stepping up is Lucas. He sends the ball toward midfield. It's picked up by Dwyer. Dwyer trying to control it, deflects off of Lattenville. Lattenville with some room, taking it forward just outside the box. It goes to Golden. Golden gets a shot off, and that goes way over the net. So it will be a goal kick for Chazy, but some nice pass work by the Eagles.
Dangerous opportunity for Leo Golden as he used a couple of moves to free himself and took a shot from about 22, 23 yards out, high and wide, luckily for Chazy.
And it is Huckrow, short kick, lands on the feet of Cox, who's checked into the game. Far side, Obi Drake does a nice job controlling. And I think they said, what, a hard slide? Is that what that had been?
Yeah, I guess it was studs up, if you will. Perhaps if he played in the Premier League, he might have gotten a yellow card for that.
All right.
But we're playing in the Northern Soccer League. So.
No. Heath Lucas will take the free kick for Chazy. They're on the far side, going from left to right. Kick comes into play. He's trying to find the head of Hansen. Just goes overhead his head. And Connors sends it to the far side over to Mosier. Mosier pushes it back to Connors. Connors with the ball, cuts to the inside, defended well by Nephew. We have a whistle foul on Nephew. So Chazy will have a free kick, far side, kitty corner of the 18-yard line from distance, and it'll be Heath Lucas.
And you can expect Lucas to serve a ball to far post, so Chazy, I would expect, would make the runs to far post, looking for a head, and the header would be likely Riley Hansen if he can get free.
Well, the ball's in. It's coming in. It goes off of the head of Connors. And Mosier heads it back to his feet, chips it back out to Lucas. Nice play. Lucas cuts it to the inside. It's Lucas. Now working his way inside the 18, has it chipped away by Golden. Golden gets it onto the feet of Cox. Cox has it taken away by Lucas. Lucas still with the ball, makes a nice move, spins around, trying to find Mosier. Mosier outside the 18 gets a shot off, and that goes high over the net. So some good individual work by Heath Lucas.
Yeah, some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he did a couple step overs and he did a nice little spinning move to get past the defender. Fed the ball in the middle, looking to free up Moser, who couldn't get the initial shot, but worked hard to get a shot off, even though it was wide and high. 15 minutes into the second half, and no score between Beekmantown and Chazy.
So the goal kick comes to the other side, and oh my, Hayden Bouye just drilled that shot right out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in for Chazy near sideline. Santor gets the ball into Hansen. Hansen trying to spin around. Is taken away by Burke. Burke sends it forward. And nice play by Kane sending it to the feet. McCaslin. McCaslin goes to the near. He's trying to find Sorrell, defended by Connors, but it goes back on the feet of Kane of Beekmantown. He chips it back up, trying to find Sorrell. Back there's Connors. Connors knocks it out of bounds off of Sorrell, throwing for Chazy.
Going to be Dallas Santor, the sophomore, outside fullback, will be taking this throw in for Chazy. Not a lot of movement for him at this point. He's going to have to look for some shuffling. Gets the ball in toward Hansen.
And it goes back towards Santor. Santor trying to control. He goes over the back of Sorrell, who came over to get the ball. So now Beekmantown will have a free kick going from right to left near sideline, about 15 yards away from the corner of the 18-yard line.
Look for Golden to make service here, just like Heath Lucas did. It's pretty much the same location that Lucas had his free kick from, on the opposite end of the field.
So Golden now sends the ball forward. It's going right into Huckrow and went right into his chest. He did no problem. He saw it all the way.
Yeah, it was more. Didn't have the angle that Golden would have liked had he had the opportunity to take it again. I'm sure he would have angled it differently.
Nice punt from Huckrow. That goes into the Beekmantown territory, but quickly it comes back to Chazy territory. But it's Heath Lucas. He takes it off of Belt Kane, throwing for Chazy into Beekmantown territory. Lucas sends it down. He's trying to find Riley Hansen. It's picked up by Lattenville. Lattenville has it knocked away, and now it's cleared out by Kane. Another throw in for Chazy. Santor. Ball comes in, it goes off of the head of Lattenville and Beekmantown onto the feet of Connors. He sends it forward, it's sent back into Chazy territory by Golden. Now the ball is back. Great job, Heath Lucas chips with his head, sends it back to the midfield, goes off the head of Lattenville. Back onto Lucas, he sends it to Santor. Santor chips it up, but it goes out of down at midfield, and here's that wholesale change of subs that you talked about, Lee.
Yep, 3 subs coming in: Brady Mason, Nico Hart, and Cole Nephew for Beekmantown. Hey, I'll tell you right now, doing a really nice job out there. Colin Lattenville is doing a nice job marking Riley Hansen. He's frustrating Hansen terribly out there.
Well, every game we've seen this year, they marked Riley Hansen.
Well, he doesn't have the other 1-2 punch that they had last year in Tristan Connors to deflect some of that attention.
So the ball is Nico Hart working his way toward the end line, and Chazy does a couple of nice moves. Hart sends it across now. Chazy trying to throw it. And it's headed out by Drake, but it goes onto the feet. Hard shot. This is dangerous. What a shot by Cole Nephew, the captain. And that went far post. And I don't think that Huckrow saw that.
I don't think he saw it until it was too late. And he went down to try to reach it. That ball just inside far post. And a really nice low screen shot by Cole Nephew.
So Beekmantown will go up 1-0 at the 22-28 mark here in the first half in this championship game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial. So Riley Hansen and Heath Lucas will take the ball at midfield here once we get the whistle from Jerry Kavalowski. And here we go. It's Lucas with the ball, controlling. Pushes it back over to Kobe Drake. Drake now sends a high kick to the far side. He's trying to find Luke Mosier. That goes over and gets out of bounds. Throwing for Beekmantown is Zach Bushy. He gets the ball onto the feet of Hemingway. Hemingway has it knocked away, but he hustles over and gets it out to Kane. Kane gets it to Nico Hart. Hart trying to work his way down. And he sends it forward. Nice play. He gets it off the field to Castle. Castle trying to pick up the inside. Santo trying to defend. Coming over to help is Connors. And coming over is McCarthy. He clears it out. And we have into the game is Dion Darza is now into the game for Chazy.
Yeah, Joey Darza came in on the goal. One thing that happened on that Chazy goal, on the Beekmantown goal rather, is the Chazy defense had the opportunity to pull out and try to pull the Beekmantown squad offside. And the defenders didn't do that. They just stood still. And I'm sure Coach McCullough is not pleased with that.
Ball comes into play. Long throw goes off of the head of McCarthy and cleared out. Lucas gets his head up. He goes up against Burke. And here's Nico Hart. He has a chance, gets a shot off. It goes side net. So Beekmantown has picked up the intensity after that goal. They want another one.
Yeah, Chazy's defense is flat-footed out there right now, and Beekmantown is taking advantage. Nico Hart came in hard on that and wound up getting a shot just at the corner of the 6-yard box that went side panel. Huckrow was there, but it was a hard shot. It had been on frame. It might have been difficult.
And as Huckrow will take the goal kick, he sends it up. It goes off of the head of Dwyer, but cleared back in the Chazy territory by Corey Nephew. Hustling is McCaslin of Beekmantown. Defending was McCarthy. He goes up, has it knocked down, gets it to Lucas. Lucas now loses it to McCaslin. And it's Connors, Tanner Connors, gets it over to the far side over to Luke Mosier. Mosier being challenged by Bushy. Mosier pushes it back over to Drake. Drake has some space far side. Now he'll chip the ball forward, trying to find Dwyer. Goes over Dwyer's head, picked up by Cox. Cox has it knocked over to the near sideline onto the feet of Nico Hart. Coming over to help is Joey Dion Darza to help out. But it's pushed back onto the feet of Mason. Mason picks it off of Dion Darza, throwing for Beekmantown into Chazy territory. They're going from right to left. He's about 15 yards into Chazy territory on the near sideline. We are just under 20 minutes. It's 1-0. The Beekmantown Eagles over Chazy. Ball comes in. It goes off of the legs of Dwyer. So it is going to be a throw-in for Beekmantown, and Cole Nephew is going to get the ball for Beekmantown. He'll take the throw-in as the players set up. And Chazy's setting up defensively. They're trying to mark a person here. And it's going to be Cole Nephew with the throw-in. Ball comes into play. Goes off of the head of McCarthy. He switches fields to the far side, trying to find Gagno. Gagno trying to clear it out, but it's picked up by the Eagles, and that's Beekmantown Eagles. And it was Cox getting the ball up over to Kane, far sideline, but picked up by Gagno. Foul on the Beekmantown Eagles, so Chazy will get a free kick far side. It'll be Heath Lucas.
A couple of players slipping out there as it's a cool evening and the dew is starting to fall as dusk has hit. I would say we're probably in the low 60s at this point in time. Clear skies and under the lights here at George Brummer Field.
Well, a beautiful kick by Heath Lucas to Riley Hansen, far side, deep into Beekmantown territory, and he was taken down from behind, so a free kick coming up, and it's Heath Lucas, almost the same spot where he was about 10 minutes ago.
I was just going to say nearly the same exact spot. Beekmantown setting up a three-man wall. There's no way they're 10 yards, so Mr. Kowalski's going to count off 10 yards now. So they're looking to block the opportunity of Lucas to take a shot on goal. I think his plan is not to shoot, but to serve.
And you got Santor on the far, or the weak side, as I like to call it, far side, looking to crash to the net. Hansen's on the far side. Ball comes in. It's a high kick, and going up high was Matt Wood. It goes right into his hands. But you were right. It was a nice service, but Wood was there.
Yeah, it was not dangerous. Didn't turn out to be dangerous at all for Beekmantown there. Matt Wood made the nice save for the Eagles.
So a nice punt by Matt Wood, but it goes off the head of Heath Lucas, far sideline. Riley Hansen hustling for the ball, and it goes off of. It went off of actually Zach Bushy, throwing for Chazy. Ball comes into Hansen. Hansen trying to control, but it's cleared out by Hemingway. Back there is McCarthy for Chazy. McCarthy now sends it toward midfield, but it's picked up by Cox. Cox sends it forward. Connors. Tristan Connors sends it up to Gagno. Gagno one-times it back to McCarthy. McCarthy will now go forward trying to find Hansen. Stepping up is Cox at midfield. Ball is now cleared forward by Gagno over to Mosier. Mosier trying to get around Bushy. He slips but gets back up quickly, but Bushy sends it forward. And Kobe Drake sends it toward midfield, but it goes off of the head of Kane. Kane trying to get the ball to McCaslin. And coming off his line is Gabe Huckrow, and there was a collision with, was that number
Dade
8?
Cox, yeah,
Was it
Dade Cox took a tumble there as he collided with Huckrow.
So Huckrow will take the punt at the 18. Nice kick. Goes off the head of Mosier to Riley Hansen. Hansen trying to control. Sends it back to Dwyer. Dwyer does a nice job controlling the ball. Dwyer chips it up back to Hansen. Hansen trying to spin. But it's cleared out midfield, picked up by Heath Lucas. Lucas trying to control the ball. He does. Trying to cut to the inside. It's Lucas still with the ball. Pushing it back to Kobe Drake. Drake now sends it forward trying to find Mosier. But it's cleared out of bounds by Cole Nephew, throwing far side for Chazy.
Beekmantown's doing a really nice job of frustrating the Chazy players out there, not letting them turn, which is good aggression for Beekmantown. They're right on the back, and that's what you got to do to play good defense.
So the ball is in play. Hansen trying to get to the ball, but it's picked up by Mosier. Mosier now gets it to Hansen. Hansen can't control it. Goes off his foot, off the sideline. Substitutions for Beekmantown.
Leo Golden, Andrew Sorrell, and Colin Lattenville coming back in for Beekmantown. Coming off, Ian McCasland, Dalton Kane, who's done a nice job for a sophomore out there. And I didn't see the third person come off. Yes, oh, he's coming now. Number 5 is Zachary Bushy.
So Lattenville just checking into the game. Will take the throw in far side, going from right to left. Lattenville with the throw in. Ball comes in, it goes off of Gagno. Gagno pushed off on Cox, so the foul goes against Chazy. Free kick for the Beekmantown Eagles, about 10 yards short of midfield, far side.
That's going to get called nearly every time when you got both hands on the back of the player in front of you.
And it's Bouye ready to take the kick for Beekmantown. He'll look to send this ball forward at the 15-minute mark. It's 1-0 Beekmantown. It's a short kick, but high in the air. That goes off of the head of Sorrell, and it goes right onto the feet of Golden of Beekmantown. Golden will now send it toward the 18, and it's cleared out by Dean Garza, but it goes right onto the feet of Nephew. Nephew pushes it up over to number 7, Golden, and Golden gets a shot wide of the net. Goal kick coming up for Chazy.
Substitution for Chazy. Coming in is Jeremy Juno, and coming off Patrick Dwyer. There was a foul there. Hansen had fouled Beekmantown player, and Mr. Kowalewski played advantage and almost would have rather had the direct kick where Beekmantown players.
Ball's at midfield. Dean Darcy trying to control, but it's picked up by Nico Hart. Hart pushes it back, but it's picked up by Riley Hansen. Hansen has it knocked away, and back there is Cole Nephew. Nephew being challenged by Mosier. Mosier trying to now get the ball away from Lattenville, but Lattenville does a nice job sending it forward, but it's Heath Lucas trying to control it, but it's taken away by Golden. Golden at midfield, now switching field is going to the far side, goes by Cody Drake. Off the line is Huckrow with the ball is Nephew. Nephew sends it forward, it's cleared out by Juno, far side, onto the feet of Gagno. Gagno gets it to Mosier. Mosier has it taken away. Nice defensive play by Colin Hemingway. He pushes it back, but it's taken by Riley Hansen. Hansen with some speed, working his way forward. Hansen has it knocked away by Mason. Now it goes on to DJ Gagno. Gagno gets a shot off left foot and goes wide of the net.
A good chance there for Chazy as Riley Hansen hustled to earn that chance. Got the ball to Moser, who nice little diagonal pass to DJ Gagno, who fired a left-footed shot from the corner of the 18, but it was wide of the goal. Good work out there by Dade Cox, who just comes off in substitution.
So 13 minutes left in the first half. It's the Beekmantown Eagles leading the Chazy Eagles 1-0. Shots favor Beekmantown 4-3. Corner kicks favor Beekmantown 1-0. Ball comes in play, but it's picked up by Riley Hansen. Hansen trying to get a ball over to Dion Darza, but it's deflected away, far sideline. Picked up by Mosier. Mosier pushes it back to Gagno. Gagno trying to find Mosier, and the ball is cleared by number Kane, but it bounces off the back of Sorrell, and Chazy will get their first corner kick on the deflection.
Yeah, it went off the head of Sorrell, and he's kind of down on one knee, shaking the cobwebs perhaps. Now he runs back into the fray. It's going to be Lucas taking the corner kick for Chazy. Always a dangerous situation with free kicks.
So it's Heath Lucas Sends the ball in. It's bouncing around. The goalie does a nice job. Wood knocks it on the ground. Now it's cleared outside the 18. Stepping up is McCarthy. As the ball comes near midfield, he sends it back toward the 18. And it deflects off a Beekmantown player, comes to the near side onto the feet of Nephew. Nephew sends it up toward midfield. Back there is McCarthy. And that's a charge on McCaslin on Santor. So Chazy will get the free kick just shy of midfield on the near side.
And Lucas again lining up. He takes every free kick as long as he's on the field for Chazy. And he's going to launch it. He can reach the 18 from there, although it didn't get it off as well as he'd like to this time.
Darza sends it to the 18 because a wall of Beekmantown Eagles defending. Coming off his line is Wood. And he'll work his way to the 18, but the defense of Beekmantown were about 8 players strong with a line on the 18.
Yeah, they're falling back defensively very well. They're playing very aggressive defense against this Chazy squad, frustrating them.
Nice punt by Wood, but nice head by Juno. Juno gets it to Hansen. Hansen was taken down by Nico Hart. Chazy will get a free kick near sideline, as has been the whole game. Heath Lucas will take it for Chazy.
Chazy players trotting into the 18. They're standing around the penalty stripe. Every single Beekmantown player is back in the 18 as well, Marky.
So it's Heath Lucas looking to serve the ball in. He chips it in just outside the 18. It goes off of the head of Golden to the near sideline. Hustling over is Hart. Hart sends it up in midfield. It's Heath Lucas. He'll control it. Coming over to help out is McCaslin and Beekmantown. Nice play by Lucas to get by him. He now sends it a through ball trying to find Riley Hansen. And Matt Wood does a nice job, but he can feel the feet of Riley Hansen coming in.
Just a little too much steam on that feed from Lucas to Hansen. Hansen saw the ball coming and made the run. But what got to Wood first before Hansen could get there.
Nice punt by Wood. It goes off the head of Lucas, but picked up by Golden. He comes to the near side trying to find second Nico Hart. Hart working his way down inside the 18, being defended by Santor. He does a nice job, and that will work its way off the end line. They're calling a corner kick, saying it went off the Chazy player. Hart slowly getting up. He went in that play hard. And a substitution for Beekmantown.
Zachary Bushy coming on, and he's going to be taking off, I think, Cole Nephew. And this is what I mentioned a bit ago. Coach Lucy takes his players off often to give them a breather, keep them fresh for the rest of the game.
Well, Leo Golden will take the kick. He sends it in. It goes to the far part of the 18. It deflects off a Beekmantown player outside the 18. Daniel chips it up onto the feet of Mosier. Mosier can't control it. It goes to Burke. Burke goes to the far side. He's trying to find Bushy. And Mosier goes down. Ball goes Chazy's way, so it'll be a free kick for Chazy just shy of midfield.
That was a trip on Mosier. The crowd doesn't like the call, although the crowd usually does not give the official too much trouble, right?
No, not at all. It is Keith Lucas taking the kick for Chazy. Chazy trailing Beekmantown 1-0. We're at the 8-minute 37-second mark in the first half.
And they're trying to give 10 yards here on this direct kick.
Lucas sends a big kick going inside the box. That deflects outside to the 18, cleared out by Mason. And stepping up is Lucas. Lucas controlling. It's Lucas cutting to the inside. Lucas goes way to the outside, finds Darza. Darza looking to serve. Nice serve, weak side. Goes off of the head of Gagno. Mosier trying to get to it. Shot by Juno, and that deflects off Bouye. Corner kick coming up from Chazy. But a nice hard kick from Juno.
Good shot from Jeremy Juno right about the penalty stripe, and he ripped it off the head of Hayden Bouye. Going to be a corner kick for Chazy with 7 minutes and 45 seconds left in this first half. 1-0 Beekmantown.
Lucas serves the ball in, and that deflects out of bounds off of the defense. It was a number, I think it was Hemingway guarding the near post that went off of Hemingway.
And that's why you have a man on that near post, so he can deflect it off. You give up another corner kick, but sometimes you can curl that ball in, especially when you have the talent of Heath Lucas.
Lucas tries it again. Nice feed. Goes off of the head of Hansen, but it goes wide. Lucas coming back up, chipping it back up again. Hansen trying to get his scores! Off of Riley Hansen! What a play that was.
It looked like Hansen, but I'm pretty sure that was Joey D'Andarza.
You think so?
I think it might have been.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, he's celebrating. So Hansen just missed the ball, but D'Andarza was right beside him, headed in the corner. So Joey D'Andarza puts the Eagles even with 7 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the first half.
Boy, what a play. The play started on that corner kick. It was Riley Hansen headed the ball back out to Lucas. Lucas sent it back in. Hansen went up. I thought it went off his head, but it just went over his head, and it was D'Andarza.
I was just going to make the point that every free kick so far that Chazy's had, or that I can recall at least, they're not winning the ball. It's been Beekmantown winning all of those free kicks. And the first time Chazy wins the free kick, it finds itself in the back of the net. And that's what Chazy has to do to be successful. They have to get their heads on those corner kicks, no question.
Well, game is tied, and I mean, it doesn't get any closer than this. It's 1-1, shots on net 4-4, and corner kicks favor Chazy 3-2 in a very evenly matched game here in the championship game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial. So they take the ball and they send it back defensively. I'm not sure of the strategy of that. It goes to Bouye. He gives it up to Wood. So Wood will keep it to the far side on the ground. Ball going up toward midfield. Lucas trying to get to the ball, controlled by Hart. Hart and Lucas battling for the ball. And Hart takes down Lucas. So Chazy will get another free kick just inside the defensive zone of Beekmantown. Far side, Chazy going from left to right.
And as we've said several times now, whenever Chazy has a free kick, it can be dangerous. And again, Lucas to take this direct kick. Chazy lining up all along the penalty stripe area of the 18.
But he's got Colby Drake. They might play, but to get Colby Drake right here. But coach is sending him forward.
He's playing the position to pick up the garbage.
So the ball is headed out by Nephew. And that'll be a handball on Lucas, far side. So now a free kick for Beekmantown. They're 10 yards short of Chazy's area. Quickly the ball comes into play. Goes on to the field. Cole Nephew now on the near side. He's being defended by Santos. Nephew now will send it across. And that will work its way off the end line. So a great counterattack by Beekmantown.
One of the advantages for Chazy with having Lucas take those free kicks is that he can then play a defensive position in the event of transition. And that's what happened there. Lucas took the ball, sent it in. Beekmantown gained control right away with a foul, and then they tried to transition, and Lucas was able to come back defensively and help.
Huffro will take the goal kick. He says it will be just short of midfield, but it goes off the head of Gagno. But it goes into the hands of Juno, so a handball on Juno. So a free kick coming up for Beekmantown right at the circle inside the defensive end of Chazy.
And it looks like Hayden Bouye is going to wind up taking this direct kick as their players are lining up along the top of the 18. Chazy marking 1-to-1, man-to-man. And we have just 5 minutes remaining here in this first half. Scores even 1-to-1 in this championship match of the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament.
So the ball goes forward, just shy of midfield. It's trying to bounce it around. Riley Hansen with the ball. It's Riley Hansen still with the ball, trying to keep it in. It goes out of bounds on the sideline. And
we got a foul on Beekmantown, a trip on Nephew.
So we've got a foul on Nephew. And no, Heath Lucas tried to go for a quick kick, but he had to wait for the whistle. He was trying to find Riley Hansen on the near sideline. And they're calling it back.
They're calling it back.
Just kick that up.
It's just going to take some seconds off the clock.
So Heath Lucas will set up again at the 4:30 mark. Left in the first half. We're tied at 1. Heath Lucas letting his players set up. Ball now sent forward. Goes off the head of Hansen. He tried to split the defense. Defended well by Beekmantown. He now sends it across. D'Andarza gets a shot off, and Wood comes up with the save. Nice, hard, low shot by D'Andarza.
And that seems to be the motive for Chazy's shooters is to keep the ball low and hard. Maybe they have a little bit of a scouting report on Matt Wood. He's done a nice job back there. No problems for him.
Ball in the Chazy defensive zone, and it's now being cleared out by Santor.
Mark up! Run away! Do your work early!
For
Leo! Leo! 10!
Coach is yelling for markup out there. Yeah, mark up everybody. Ball's in play by Santor.
So the ball goes off of the back of Kane. Kane tries to get it to Golden. Golden back to Kane. Golden now sends it up, headed by Nephew toward the middle of the field, picked up by Sorrell. Sorrell trying to send it forward on the near side. It's knocked out of bounds by Santor. Throw in for Beekmantown. At 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half, near sideline, throw in for Cole Nephew. Nephew goes right to the open space, going toward the end line. Back there's McCarthy. And it will work its way off of Chazy. So a corner kick for Beekmantown. This could be dangerous late in the first half.
Yeah, late in the first half, and it's going to be taken here, it looks like, by Leo Golden's going to take this corner kick. 2.5 minutes left, so plenty of time. And it looks like Beekmantown's pushing a lot of their players forward.
So Golden getting set. The ball is sent in, hard kick into the 18. It goes off the head of McCarthy, high in the air. Juno trying to get to the ball to the far side. He is battling Hemingway. And it's knocked out of bounds by Hemingway, so a throw in for Chazy, it looks like. So Gagnon runs over for Chazy, far sideline. He'll give it up to Kobe Drake. Drake will take the throw in for Chazy. They're going from left to right. They're about halfway into their defensive zone. It's Drake with the throw in. We're at the 2-minute mark. Ball comes into play to Mosier. Mosier sends it forward. He takes it off of the defender for Beekmantown. So throw in for Chazy. They gained about 10 yards. Ball comes back into play right at midfield. Controlled by Beekmantown, but taken away by Riley. Riley giving up to Heath Lucas. Lucas trying to work his way down. This Lucas slips, and he's got the trip, it looks like. So he'll get a free kick with 1:30. Quickly, he sends the ball forward to the 18. He goes off a Beekmantown player to the far sideline. Hustling is Nico Hart, trying to keep the ball in. He can't. So Chazy will have a throw in. Better. I think it's going to be a throw.
It's a throw. Yeah, I wasn't
So
sure if it was a foul.
it's going to be better than halfway down far side into the defensive zone of Beekmantown. Chazy trying to get one more offensive attack here as we approach the 1-minute mark left in the first half. Ball just comes outside the 18. It's cleared out high up in the air. Hansen sends it back to Lucas. Lucas gets a long shot off, and it goes right in. It's almost like a knuckleball into the hands of Wood.
Dangerous shot. It was a half volley that Lucas took from well out, but like Joey says, it appeared to have a knuckling motion on it, and Wood had to look at it hard to make the save.
Ball's up in the air, goes off of Riley Hansen's head onto the feet of Mason. Mason pushes it to the far side to Lattenville, but picked up by Jeremy Juno. Juno now gives it up to Gagnon. Gagnon pushes it forward to Mosier. Mosier working his way down. It goes by everybody, throwing for Chazy with 20 seconds left. Gagnon with the throw in, trying to get one more opportunity to get a shot off before the half. Ball comes into play. It's cleared out, and Nico Hart does a nice job chipping up high in the air toward midfield. McCarthy sends it up, and it flicks off of McCarthy from Sorrell. The first half has come to a conclusion here at the George Bredler Field. You are listening to the Sports Authority of the North Country, hometown radio, WIRY.com, 1340 AM or 100.7 FM. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
A couple of new rules this year. One of the new rules is if there's an injury during the course of play, it used to be that the possessing team would have a free kick from that location wherever the whistle was blown. This year, the rule has changed where if there's an injury, then there will be a drop ball. And so that's a new rule. And the one that Joey was referring to, in the last 5 minutes of the second half, or in girls soccer of an overtime period, the team that's leading, once they make a substitution, if they make a substitution, the team leading on the scoreboard makes a sub, the clock will stop in the last 5 minutes. And this is a rule that they've instituted to help stop the time wasting in the end of the game that's been going on for years and years and years. And it's used to the advantage, quite a bit, especially in state play. So that's a nice new rule that you'll see. If, of course, the teams are tied, the clock still runs. It's only if there's an advantage.
And everybody we talk to likes that new rule.
I think it makes perfect sense. It's one of those things that it helps people. It helps even up the game at the end of the game.
Well, we're starting the second half, and the ball is into the defensive zone of Chazy. far side is Cole Nephew. He gives the ball up over to Kane, but it's cleared out by the defense of Chazy at midfield, picked up by Heath Lucas. Lucas controlling the ball, trying to go back, has it taken away. Nice play by Lee Golden, taken away from Lucas. Coming over to help out is Connors. Connors gets it up over to Lucas. Lucas goes to the far side, and we have a player down for Chazy, and that would be a foul. And nice sportsmanship. Golden comes over to make sure Lucas is okay. Foul was on Golden. Nice sportsmanship, Lee.
Yeah, good. And you know, these kids play against them with each other in the summertime. So you know, a lot of them know each other. Chazy teams up with Beekmantown in the hockey. So again, high school hockey. So again, a lot of these players know the other players as well.
So the ball goes out directly underneath us to the near sideline. A throw in for Chazy. And it's going to be Colby Drake. He gets the ball in, trying to find Riley Hansen. Hansen has the ball. He's double teamed. He's still battling for the ball, taken away by Beekmantown. Ball stays in play, no whistle. And it is Nico Hart has it knocked away. Ball goes forward. Hustling back for Chazy is McCarthy. McCarthy just clears it out. As streaking to the ball was Andrew Sorrell of Beekmantown. So throw in for Chazy. About halfway into their defense, or I'm sorry, Beekmantown halfway into the Chazy defensive zone. Ball goes to Sorrell. Sorrell has it knocked away by Colby Drake. Throw in for that. They're giving it to Chazy.
Must have deflected.
Yeah, it had to be.
Strange. I didn't see a deflection. Maybe a makeup call from previously where the ball certainly did go out, but you can't do makeup calls if you're an official. You take your mistake and you run.
Colby Drake will take the throw in for Chazy. He sends it. He's trying to find Riley Hansen. It goes off of the chest of Nico Hart. So a throw in for Chazy. And it will be Colby Drake. Ball comes in off the head of Hansen. He heads it backwards. Goes onto the feet of Zach Bushy. Deflects off of Hansen. Throw in for Beekmantown right below us. Midfield, near side. Ball comes in one time by Lee Golden forward. Nice clear out by Colby Drake. The ball is headed to the near sideline by Mason. He's trying to find Bushy. Daniel gets the ball into Heath Lucas. Lucas controlling. Lucas still has the ball. Still trying to control, has it knocked away. Colby Drake trying to clear it. It goes off of Lucas. Out of bounds. Bushy sends the ball up. Drake sends it to midfield. Back there is Hemingway and Beekmantown. He now goes to the near sideline. Connors, Tanner Connors keeps it down, now clears to the opposite side of the field. He's trying to find Mosier. Mosier hustling to the ball, but back there is Nephew. Ball goes out of bounds. Nephew throwing far sideline. Ball working its way down the line. Hustling to the ball is Lee Golden. Golden being defended by Connors. Connors sends it forward, picked up by Beekmantown. Goes off a Chazy defender, throw in for Beekmantown.
Throw in Beekmantown, and just a lot of back and forth play right now. Not a lot of sustained possession for either squad.
Ball comes in, McCarthy trying to clear it. Now knocked away by Colby Drake, high in the air. Stepping up on the far side is Hansen. Hansen now gets the ball up over to Mosier. Mosier back to Hansen. Deflects up. Now Hansen trying to get to the ball. It's now sent backwards. Picked up by McCarthy. McCarthy gives it to Santor. Santor flips it back over to Dwyer. Dwyer trying to find Lucas. Lucas with the ball gives it up over to Juno. Juno gives it to Lucas. Lucas pushes it back to Drake. Drake to the near side, now sends it toward midfield, trying to find Hansen. Picked up by Lattonville. Lattonville comes over to the near side to Kane. Kane now goes down the line, gets by Colby Drake, and that will work its way off the end line. And we have a goal kick. He let it go through his legs, so goal kick for Chazy.
Just about 4.5 minutes into this second half, and we have a score of 1-1. Beekmantown and Chazy. First half goals from Cole Nephew for Beekmantown, and Joey DeAndarza for Chazy.
And Huckrow sends the kick up, and that was a push. Nico Hart pushed Riley Hansen down, so a free kick coming up for Chazy. It will be Heath Lucas, as always, taking the kick for Chazy, about 10 yards shy of midfield. He's in his defensive zone, looking to distribute the ball on them offensively, and he's waiting for the official's whistle. And it's Lucas. Ball goes up, nice kick just shy of the 18, goes off the head of Gagno. Gagno heads it back, and it is Dwyer sends the ball forward onto the feet of Mosher. Mosher now trying to get it over to Gagno, but it's picked up by Kane. Kane now sends the ball up into the open space. Hustling is Sorrell. Sorrell has some room looking to serve. But Sorrell pushes it back onto the feet of Hart. Hart now chips it up high in the air. Back defensively for Chazy. Far side is Santor. Santor clears it up on the far side. Back there's Mason. Mason has it knocked away by Mosher. But Mason and Mosher battling for the ball, won by Mason. He now sends it forward. Chipped up by Santor. Trying to find far side is that Mosher. Trying to find Mosher, goes out of bounds. Throw in for Beekmantown. The ball comes in. Goes off of the back of Nephew, but they said he was off the sideline. So throw in for Chazy.
Santor to take this throw on the far side.
And they're moving him up. So the ball never made it out, it looked like. So about midfield, far side would be Santor. He gained about 25 yards from the official. Ball comes into play. Riley Hansen trying to cut to the inside, but it's a handball on Hansen. So Beekmantown will get a free kick. Far side, approaching the 33-minute mark. We're tied at 1 in the second half of this championship game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial.
Official on the far side is lining the ball up where he wants the Boulier to take the direct kick from.
Hayden Boulier sends the ball up. It goes off the head of Hansen. He's trying to find Mosher, but it's cleared up by Mason. Far side, and the ball goes out of bounds. Nephew tried to keep it into play, but it goes off the sideline. Throw in for Chazy. It will be Santor for Chazy with the throw. Ball comes in at midfield, far sideline, picked up by Hemingway. Hemingway sends it back, and quickly it's cleared by Boulier into the Chazy defensive zone, but Connors has the ball, tries to clear it, cuts off a Beekmantown player, now controlled by the Beekmantown Eagles, controlled by Lee Golden. He comes over to the near sideline to Nico Hart. Hart working his way by Gagno. Hart with some nice speed, working his way, looking to serve it. He sends it off. It deflects off of Jeremy Juno off the end line. Corner kick coming up for Beekmantown. They're going from left to right. It will be the far or the near corner post.
This is their third corner kick of the match. Shots right now are 6 in favor of Chazy.
Okay, ball doesn't land!
As Cole Nephew carries the ball to the
Got it
corner
in the
flag,
air!
and he'll be the taker of the corner kick. As Beekmantown players are on the far side of the 18, lining up over there.
Ball comes in. This is dangerous. If it's cleared out, there's a shot chipped up high in the air and cleared out by Hansen
Gotta get out!
to the open space, picked up by number 5, Bushy, and that deflects off of Mosher. So throw in for Beekmantown. Ball comes into play onto the feet of Lattenville. Lattenville pushes it back onto the feet of Bushy. Out of bounds off of Hansen.
Come on, let's go, let's go!
Throw in for Beekmantown and down the line off of the head of Hart. Hart controlling, coming over to defend is Gagno. Gagno and Hart battling in the corner. It's Hart and Gagno. And the ball sent to the top of the 18. Golden looking to get a shot off. He goes down. They were looking for a penalty kick, but no call. Mason chips it up toward the net. Going for the ball is Fuckrow. It kind of slipped out of his hands, but he recovered pretty quickly.
Dangerous opportunity there for Beekmantown, as they did have a player go down on top of the box. Leo Golden also looking to try to get free for a shot, and he wound up mistouching the ball, and then he went down. The official did not grant the penalty kick, but a good opportunity there for Beekmantown. Chazy now trying to transition. They're going to earn a throw-in midway into the Beekmantown territory.
So it knocked away by Wood with one hand. As big as Hansen was there. It is Connors, Tristan Connors, or Tanner Connors.
Come on,
With the
Andrew!
ball working his way up. It's Tanner Connors pushes the ball up. It's now big kick into Chazy territory. Back there to McCarthy. He recovers, goes to the open space, finds Dwyer. Dwyer one time trying to find Jeremy Juno. Juno trying to control, but cleared out by Mason. Again, another big kick, and it goes on to the feet of Sorrell. Sorrell has it knocked away. Foul on Chazy. Good opportunity for Beekmantown just outside the 18.
Santor took down Sorrell right at the corner of the 18-yard box, maybe 5 yards off the corner of the 18-yard box. Now dangerous opportunity as Nephew stands over this direct kick. Four-man wall for Chazy, right just inside the corner of the 18 as Huckrow lines them up.
So the whistle's blown. Here comes the ball. Chipped up toward the net. Coming off the line is Huckrow. And he's a tall goalie, so he'll get that most of the time.
He's tall and he's aggressive. He doesn't come. If he comes, he's going to get the ball. Now, and that's what you have to do if you're a goalkeeper. You can't come for it and then not come down with it.
So he punts the ball just shy of midfield, but it bounces into the defensive zone of Beekmantown. And it is trying to control, goes out of bounds. Now we have 4 substitutions coming in for Beekmantown.
Dade Cox is coming in, Ian McCaslin, Ethan Burke, and Matt Smith all coming in for Beekmantown. First and second substitutions here in the second half for Coach Lucy as we're 11 minutes in, 28 to go.
Zach Bushy throw in for Beekmantown. That goes off of Hemingway to the feet of Burke. Burke now goes to the far sideline. Big kick to Dave Cox. Cox sends it across. McCarthy sends it back out. And it will be a throw in for Beekmantown.
12 guys on the field. Yeah, there's 12. 12. Hey!
Yep.
Come on!
Well, Chazy's contending there's 12 Beekmantown players on the field. Now, what this what this will do is it will generate an indirect kick for Chazy.
Right. So basically, Beekmantown has 12 players on the field.
There's still 12. I mean, I don't want to you. Okay.
All right.
So we're having.
A little bit confusing. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's stop the clock.
So they're going to stop the clock at 27:18. So the referee Kowalski talking to McCullough.
And they're trying to decide, and they're just. I think you could issue the coach a yellow card for this as well, and I don't think Rob
No, Rob didn't want that to
McAuliffe
happen.
wants that, but it
goes
should
no.
give Chazy
Hey, we have a sub now.
an indirect kick. Substitute coming on for Chazy regardless is going to be Joey D'Andarza coming on for.
Well, this has
Patrick
been
Dwyer.
interesting
Well, yeah.
to see this play out.
You don't see it a lot. And some folks may not know the rule there. It's really one of the most lenient penalties you could give for such a thing. If you can get away with it, why not play it? If you can get up an indirect kick, what the heck?
Sure. Ball's in play. Ball chipped up high in the air by Lattonville, near sideline, deep into Chazy territory. And it's Colby Drake trying to take the ball off of Cox, but Cox does a nice job. It goes off of Drake, so it'll be a throw in for Beekmantown. Ball comes in, ball headed toward the box. Cleared out by Connors and sent right back to the box, but McCarthy sends it out. Riley Hansen trying to control, picked up by Bushy. Bushy sends it to the open space to Lattonville. Lattonville trying to switch sides, gets the ball up over to Mason, but Mason can't control. Goes off the sideline, throw in for Chazy, far sideline. And it's Santor's. A nice hard throw on the ground. Hustling for the ball is Hansen, but it's cleared out defensively by Bouye. He just clears it out, throw in for Chazy.
Nice work there on the far side by D'Andarza. They'll do a little skip header to Hansen. Hansen couldn't quite corral that. Now it's a throw in for Chazy.
So the ball is in play, far sideline. Hansen trying to control, but defended well by Mason, and the ball is sent forward, out of bounds. Substitution.
Substitute for Chazy coming on, Reagan Dudiak, and he's taking off Luke Moser. Moser put a lot of minutes, hard minutes out there. He hustles hard out there for Chazy, the freshman. Freshman for freshman there. 2 youngest players in the team.
So the ball comes into play. And it's kicked high in the air. I thought it was a dangerous play, but it was a foul on the Chazy. So Beekmantown will get a free kick deep in their own zone, defensive zone, far side. They're going from left to right, Chazy from right to left. And it's going to be Bouye, the captain, taking the kick for Beekmantown. So
Not sure what the delay is.
he's just waiting for his players. He now sends the ball up. It bounces on the ground, kind of up in the air. Santor trying to control, but it hits Santor's hand. So a handball on Chazy. Free kick coming up for Beekmantown.
Seems like an awful lot of handballs called this tournament, huh? It's just interesting that seems to be one of the most common fouls that we've seen. This is a direct kick going to be taken here by Colin Hemingway for Beekmantown.
We're at 24-51. We're tied here at the Frankie Garrow Memorial 1-1.
Again, a lot of time being taken by Beekmantown on their direct kicks.
Deep kick. This is dangerous, but no problem for Mr. Huckrow. He comes right up and grabs the ball. Made that look easily.
Yeah, the ball was right to him, and again uses his height and took command of the situation and grabbed that ball out of the sky.
So the ball bounces at midfield from his punt, and it is Gagno battling for the ball with Bushy and Gagno. And it goes off of Gagno, throwing out Bushy.
Substitutions coming in. Yeah. So we have Cole Nephew and Nico Hart for Beekmantown coming on, and we're going to have Patrick Dwyer coming in into the midfield, moving Dana Darza back to the defense as they take Santor out.
So it's going to be Bushy, the senior, taking the throw for Beekmantown. The ball comes into play, headed forward by Keith Lucas, but it's cleared out toward the end line by Cole Nephew, but it just gets out of the reach of Dave Cox. Throw in for Chazy. It's Kobe Drake taking the throw in for Chazy. Deep in their defensive zone, near sideline. They're going from right to left. Ball coming down. Goes off of the head of Kane onto the feet of Nephew. Nephew now sends the ball forward. It goes off the head of Diandarza. Picked up by Beekmantown, and a cross by Nephew goes off of Drake. So a deep throw in for Beekmantown.
Deep throw in as Nephew's coming over to take this throw.
Come on, let's go, Greg!
Unsure if they have anybody that has a long throw. We'll find that out shortly here, because this will be an opportune situation to use that to get that ball into the 18-yard line.
So the ball comes into play right inside the 18. The ball's headed high in the air. Going to the weak side, coming on strong, trying to get a shot off. It was St. Louis who just checked into the game but couldn't get the shot off. And it'll work its way off the end line. So goal kick coming up for Chazy.
It was a good opportunity for Ethan St. Louis, who worked himself free on the far side as the ball trickled through. He took a wild left-footed swing at it, but missed the ball entirely. So it was Huckrow with the left-footed goal kick.
Huckrow sends the ball forward, goes off of the head of Juno. He sends it into the offensive zone. Chazy far sideline. It's Budiak, leading Budiak. And he has it knocked away by Mason, but Mason takes it off of Budiak, so the ball will go to Beekmantown. So good job by Mason taking it off of Budiak.
Yep, smart veteran play by Brady Mason on the far side. Checking in now for Beekmantown, Matt Smith, and he's going to be taking off Ethan Burke.
So throw in for Beekmantown, far side. They're about halfway into the defensive, or on their defensive zone, far side. Ball comes into play, but cleared forward by Diandarza, going way toward the end line, coming over to take the ball. Nice play by Hansen. Hansen did a nice job, but he has it taken away from Mason from behind. It goes out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy, and it is going to be looks like a foul.
No, I think it's a Chazy throw. Bouye is saying something to the official.
Normally you don't see Lucas taking the throw in.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Ball comes into play, goes off of the head of Hansen, back up by Juno, and Juno trying to keep it in, pushes it back to Connors to Lucas. Lucas still with the ball, controlling, sends it forward, trying to find Gagno. Gagno has it knocked away, And it's Gagne battling Bushy. Bushy wins that battle. Gets some space. Now sends the ball forward. Stepping up is Connor. Connor chips it up trying to find Juno. Juno switches fields. Ian Garza sends it back to the near sideline. Finds the chest of Lucas. Lucas controls. Trying to cut to the inside, but a nice job by Kane knocking the ball away. Kobe Drake now has the ball. Tries to one-time it up over to Patrick Dwyer, but it's taken away by Ethan St. Louis. Lewis sends the ball forward. It goes off Ian Garza. So it's off the sideline, throw in for Beekmantown. They're going from left to right, and we have a substitution for Beekmantown.
Colin Lattenville checking back in. This time he's coming in for Brady Mason. 20 minutes left here in the second half, and we're still even at 1. Chazy and Beekmantown in the championship match of the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament here at George Brennan Field.
And Lee, as this game has gone on, there's been more and more people in those stands across the way.
Yeah, and they've filled up along the fence as well. They're still pumping out food over there too at the Athletic Association stadium.
So a corner kick ball goes off the end line off the Chazy defense. So a corner kick for Beekmantown. They're going from left to right. It's the far post, and it looks like, is that Cox or is that Nephew taking the kick?
I think it's Nephew.
Ball comes in, nice feed in the box. Going up is Huckrow. I'll tell you what, I'm feeling very comfortable with Huckrow on these corner kicks, being the height that he carries for the Eagles in net.
He gives the team confidence in front of him. I think he's a sound goalkeeper. There's no question.
So the ball is into the offensive zone for Chazy. Budiak has a little bit of space. He's trying to come to the inside, has nice speed, but coming over to help out is Bouye. Bouye and Budiak down for the ball. And run by Bouye, the ball sent forward. And now it's into the open space. Hustling up is Drake. Drake keeps it simple, trying to find Gagne with a nice job. With a nice slide pass. It was Hart up over to Kane. Kane now sends it all the way up. Coming off his line is Huckrow, and hustling was Cox. But nice job by Huckrow to get to the ball first.
Yeah, Dave Cox, he's got an engine that doesn't stop out there. He's a hustler on the right side here for Beekmantown. Crowd's getting into the game, Joe.
Yeah, they are. Well, you know, you get down to the final 20, tied at 1. The intensity does pick up from both teams. So the ball deflects off of Juno. Juno hustling for the ball. The ball will stay in play. Juno working his way down. There's a nice jump cut to the inside. Juno now sends it toward the 18. And nice work by Jeremy Juno. I mean, he turned on the afterburners to get to that ball.
And then delivered a cross headed for Riley Hansen, if not for the nice work coming back there defensively by Nephew to knock that ball off the end line, giving up the corner kick. So Lucas is setting up the corner here for Chazy.
The near post. They're going from right to left. It's the near post. It is Heath Lucas. Lucas sending it forward. Ball goes high into the air, headed by D'Andarza, and that goes wide of the net. But you talk about the aggressive play of D'Andarza. He went up and went after that ball.
Yep, he has that gift to win 50-50 balls. Positioning is proper for him, so that's a good thing. We haven't called Matt Wood's name a lot. He hasn't really been tested a whole bunch back there for Beekmantown, has he?
No. As the shots on net are 7-7, so not a lot of offense from either team. A lot of midfield play tonight. So Chazy trying to get the ball through, and the ball goes up high in the air, and it goes onto the feet of Acasta. Acasta working his way up, and D'Andarza trying to defend, but the ball goes into the feet of Kane. Kobe Drake now sends the ball forward. It goes onto the feet of Nico Hart. Hart working his way now toward the 18. Hart with some nice speed. And Connors takes the ball away, sent forward onto the feet of Nephew. Nephew takes down Heath Lucas. Collided. Lucas slow to get up, but every game, Lee, we see poor Heath down about 5 or 6 times a game.
He takes a beating out there just simply because of his possession. He possesses the ball so well, and he's bound to take a bunch of shots just because of that. And there was some aggressive play there as Tanner Connors took down, or 50-50 ball, and Beekmantown players suffered the worst of that meeting.
So the ball is in play quickly. It goes toward the 18. Hansen trying to control it. Hansen gets it to Gagno. He pushes it back, trying to find Juno, but a nice play. Cox came up on the inside. A nice play by Steve Lucas to do a slide tackle to knock the ball out of bounds to slow up the speed of Cox. Substitutions.
Leo Golden coming in, Andrew Sorrell. And I didn't see the third player for Beekmantown come on. I apologize.
Mosier coming on.
Mosier coming out for duty.
So Bushy sends the ball in. It goes off the chest of Kane. Kane now sends it forward. Kobe Drake knocks it away. Heath Lucas comes up, trying to get it to Gagno. Gagno battling Kane. Kane wins that battle. He goes to the near sideline, trying to get it to the feet of Cox. Cox can't keep it in. Goes off the sideline. Throw in for Chazy. It's Tanner Connors. Connors sends the ball up. It goes off of the head of Kane. Kane pushes it to Cox. McCaslin trying to get a shot off the 18. Cleared out by Connors. Connors gets the ball up. Connors slow to get up. He's still on the ground. It looks like he hit knee to knee. And far side of Chazy. Ball comes up. It's Riley Hansen going toward the end line. And the shield is number 12, Bouye. So goal kick coming up for Beekmantown, but Connors was slow to get up.
He was slow to get up, a little bit of a limp. Coach McAuliffe shouts to him, "Are you all right?" And he gives him the thumbs up, so he's good to go for the moment at least.
He's a gamer. He's not.
Absolutely.
He's going to have to have a broken leg before he comes out of this game.
That's right. He's a state champion. 14:20 remaining here in the second half, or in regulation, if you will.
And this is the second time that Hayden Bouye just crushed the ball out of bounds on a goal kick. He tried to go to the far side and it went out, and it's a throw in for Chazy. Ball comes into play. Hansen trying to control. Hansen goes down. Hansen now is back up. He still has the ball, pushes it to the outside. But a nice job by the Beekmantown Eagles. Far side, and that would be Hemingway showing some nice play, but it is Lucas takes the ball away. He's showing some nice footwork. Scissor moves, step overs. He's doing it all on the far side. The crowd is loving it over there.
Right in front of the crowd, you know. So a little bit of showboat there.
Little Barnum and Bailey going on over there.
That was nice.
It was beautiful, actually.
So direct kick. A foul was called on the play, and here's Lucas setting up this direct kick. He's well outside the 18, probably 60 yards from the goal.
We're 13-22. We're still 5-1 in this championship game. Lucas sends the ball forward at the 18. It's headed back out. Picked up by Bushy. Bushy trips it forward. And a handball on Bushy. Or no, Sorrell. Handball on Sorrell. So Chazy will get a... I mean, it's from distance, but it's not a bad spot to be in.
Yeah, 40, 45 yards away. And Lucas is lining. I mean, he could put the ball on goal from here if he chooses. We'll see what he does. 10 yards marched off by Mr. Kowalewski, giving a little bit of a word to Sorrell. Three-man wall for Beekmantown. Kobe Drake moving up in.
McCullough's sending him up. He lost everybody up there. Ball chips into the box. Ball deflects, and Wood is there. It went off of
Tanner Connors.
Yeah. So quick hook by Wood trying to get into transition game, but Heath Lucas sends it back into the defensive zone, but quickly sent forward to the Chazy zone. Here's an opportunity for Beekmantown. It's Sorrell. Nice job by McCarthy taking it away from Sorrell, but it goes on to the feet of Kane. Kane pushes it up over, and it goes off the end line. It went off Kobe Drake. It was a shot by Dave Cox. Corner kick coming up for Beekmantown, and this will be their 6-1 of the game. Chazy has 4.
Brady Mason checking back in for Beekmantown. He's going to be taking off. Nephew. So the corner kick will be taken by.
Okay, let's go, Green, come on!
Number 17, Dalton Kane.
So Kane looking to set up, and the ball comes through. This is dangerous, and a whistle blown.
Foul given against Beekmantown, so direct kick for Chazy. And 11 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in regulation.
And we can't get much more even than this. It's 1-1 on the board, and then it's 7-7 on the shots, and edge to Beekmantown on the corner kick, 6-4.
It truly has been an even game out there. There really is no advantage one team versus the other. Just a quality high school soccer game here in the North Country.
So it's Heath Lucas. There was a foul on Beekmantown. He'll get a free kick. He's 10 yards shy of midfield.
They've got a two-man wall set up,
Why?
and he's 20 yards into his own territory.
Right. I'm like,
I've
why?
never seen that before.
Joey, T4. Hey, hey, watch. Andrew, jump straight up.
Lucas sending the kick forward. Nice job by Lattendale. It was taken away by Colby Drake, but cleared forward by Kane. Kane trying to find Sorrell. Ian Darza and Sorrell battling for the ball. Coming over to help out is McCarthy. McCarthy pushing the ball forward. Picked up by Dwyer. Dwyer now working his way to midfield. It's Dwyer being pushed off the ball. Picked up by Heath Lucas. Lucas still controlling. He cuts to the inside, 4 players on him. That's picked up by McCaslin. McCaslin comes over to the near side to Cox. Cox with the ball. Colby Drake going to defend, and Cox sends it off the end line. So goal kick for Chazy, but a good job by Colby Drake to come up, cut off the angle from Cox.
Yeah, pushed him to the outside, forced him to take that shot wide, and so that gives up the goal kick for Chazy. Checking back into the game, Nico Hart for Beekmantown, and coming off was Dave Cox.
And we're under 10 minutes left in the second half. We're tied at 1 in the Frankie Garrow Memorial between Beekmantown and Chazy. Ball is knocked over to Connors. Tanner Connors now chips it forward to the near sideline, picked up by Bushy into his defensive zone. He now sends it forward, sends a kick up to Nico Hart, goes over his head, out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy. It will be Colby Drake.
A couple subs coming in. Again, Cole Nephew back in for Beekmantown. Coming off is going to be number 20, who is McCaslin. And Blaze checking in for Chazy.
And Gagno's out.
With DJ Gagno coming out. Sorry, Jesse Blaze checking in.
So the ball is in play. Juno trying to get the ball up over to Dwyer. Goes to Ian Darza. He switches fields to the far sideline. Going hard is Mosier. Mosier gets to the ball. He now sends the ball up over to Jesse Blaze, who just checked into the game, but it's cleared out to the side by Bouye. And Blaze hustling out there. He's all over the place. He's got fresh legs. And he's deflects off one. No, it deflects off a Beekmantown player. So the hustle of Jesse Blaze gets them a throw-in.
Yes, good work by Jesse Blaze, and he's all hard out there. And there's a hard. That's a hard foul.
Wow, that was a hard foul by Leo Golden on Heath Lucas. And he's going to check and make sure the official is going to make sure Lucas is okay, and he's going to give a yellow card on that.
I think.
I would think he is.
Well, you need to be in. Yeah, he's reaching for the top. You need to be in control of your body. And that was a situation where Golden was.
He got him right from behind.
Yeah.
Heath had no idea that was coming.
Yeah, it was a very hard tackle. Leo Golden earns the yellow card, and it goes in the book. Coming on, he has to come off now, of course, and coming on will be Ethan Burke for him. 8 minutes remaining here in regulation.
So Lee, this championship game is living up to what we thought it would be.
Yeah, it's a fun game of soccer to watch tonight. Crowd is into it. It's nice and cool out here. Now, Kowalski was coming to see if Lucy needed his interpretation of why the yellow card was granted, and Mr. Lucy said, no, I understand.
I saw it. So Heath Lucas will take the kick. He's up.
Again, not 10 yards away, so they're...
Hold on, 19!
Sends the ball inside to the box. It bounces in the box. Riley Hansen trying to get a shot off. Hansen gets a left-footed shot off.
Call it!
And that goes
Ian,
wide of the
it's
net.
not on the
So you see
field.
Hansen
You're
is
on
frustrated
19.
out there. But in defense to Beekmantown, they're doing a
Ian,
great
get out
job
there,
defending
so
him.
you always
Absolutely,
have 19
they've
now.
done a really nice job defending him, and we have, it looks like the Dallas Santor has been out for quite a while. He's favoring his left arm, so perhaps we have an injury for Chazy. We realized he came out at one point, but I didn't realize he didn't come back in. Dan Darza's been back there defensively for Chazy, so it looks like injury to Dallas Santor.
So the ball has just gone out of bounds on the near sideline for Chazy. They're going from right to left. It's throwing for Chazy, about halfway to the defensive zone. Ball comes into play. Ball's headed back into play by Kane. picked up by Hemingway. He gives the ball up to Sorrell, to Kane, and it's Lucas. Knocks it off of Kane. No, it goes off of Chazy. Substitution for Beekmantown.
Coming back on Leo Golden after the yellow card, and coming back off is Burke. So throw in Beekmantown, little deeper than halfway into the Chazy territory.
So a nice play by Nico Hart, trying to work his way down to the end line, but he can't get to it. So it'll be a goal kick for Chazy at the 6:30 minute mark left in the second half. We're tied at 1 in this championship game.
Of course, my mind goes to the idea of what happens if we go to overtime, and I don't know the overtime rules. I believe it's 5-5 and then PKs, but I don't know for certain.
So the ball comes up by Puckrow toward midfield. Ball goes onto the feet of Hemingway. He's trying to get the ball up to Bushy, but it goes out of bounds. Throw in for Chazy. Dwyer sends the ball up over to Hansen.
You ready for the ball, Sorrell?
Cuts to the inside. Hansen going now back to the inside. He has it knocked away by Golden. Ball sent forward by Kane. It's going down the line, and it goes off of the head of Drake. So throw in for Beekmantown, and quickly Sorrell gets the ball into play. Open spot is Juno. Juno cannot get to it. Juno now recovers as he missed the clear ball. And it goes to Lucas. Lucas gives it to Kobe Drake. He sends it back to midfield, but it's headed forward by Lattenville. Onto the feet of Hemingway, but it's knocked away, but it's picked up by Kane and Beekmantown. He gets it up over to Lattenville. Lattenville goes to the far side. He finds Nephew. Nephew trying to work his way down. Far side being defended by Diandarza. Nephew, Diandarza. Diandarza does a slide tackle, and it's going to be a corner kick. Goes off Diandarza.
Good defensive work down there for Chazy on both sides. On that far side, to keep Beekmantown from being able to get across in. Unfortunately, they give up a corner kick with less than 5 minutes to go here.
Ball comes outside the 18, and it is Juno, and there's a rip of a shot by Lattenville that goes way right of the net. So a goal kick coming up for Chazy, and substitution for Chazy.
DJ Gagnon coming on for Chazy. Coming off is going to be Jesse Blaze, and you can see the relief on Brian Norcross's face as that shot hit the top of the fence but did not go into the cornfield. He doesn't want to chase the ball in the cornfield at this point.
So it will be Huckrow. Huckrow sends the ball forward, goes off of the head of Hansen, high in the air, and Mosier trying to get to the ball. Now Dwyer, but it's picked up by Beekmantown. And it goes off of Dwyer, throw in for Beekmantown, far side. They're going left to right. They're about 20 yards into the defensive zone of Chazy. Ball comes into play onto the field. Is that Lattenville? Picked up by Lucas. Lucas now with the ball, gets by Kane. He's at midfield. He now is trying to get a through ball over to Hansen. Hansen's got a step, and it's offsides on Hansen.
Good opportunity there for Chazy. Unfortunately, a step off was Hansen.
He was looking for that breakaway.
Yeah, boy, and he was at the top of the 18 too. He was there.
3 minutes. 3 minutes.
3 minutes as Mr. Lozier is shouting out to his players.
So the ball is sent forward, goes off of the head of Gagnon. Juno chips it up toward midfield. Hansen tries to one-time it up over to Mosier. Mosier one-times it back over to Lucas. Lucas now has a little bit of space, crosses midfield, cuts it to the inside. It is Lucas. Lucas working his way down, now sends it forward over to Dwyer. Dwyer sends it toward the box. Wood is there. And at this time of the game, the dew could play a factor on the field against the goalies.
Well, definitely. You can always look for that skip come on damp grass. It's something they have to plan for.
So ball at midfield. We're 2 minutes and 40 seconds from going into overtime as we're tied by 1 in the second half. And Gagnon sends a high shot. It goes right into the hands of Wood. It was a shot from distance, and Wood will make his way to the 18.
Hansen was crashing the net in the event that Wood mishandled that ball, and that's what you have to do if you're a striker in a situation like that. Is you got to be there and anticipate the goalie's going to make a mistake.
So a nice punt by Wood at midfield. Dwyer trying to get to the ball, but it's sent forward by Beekmantown into the feet of Golden. Golden trying to go to the far sideline. Darcy does a nice job sending the ball toward midfield, just out of bounds on the far sideline. Throw in for Beekmantown. They've called 2 minutes left in the second half. And the ball is cleared out by Beekmantown. So Beekmantown is moving the ball forward, far side. It'll be a throw in about 15 yards into the defensive end of Chazy. They're going from left to right. It's far side. Ball comes into play, being defended by Lucas. Lucas does a nice job taking it away. It's Lucas now working his way down. It's Lucas now cutting to the inside. He now goes to the open space. Hands in his way. A little bit back there defensively is Bushy. He sends it forward. Goes off of the feet of Lucas. Right here below us at the press box. It'll be a throw in for Beekmantown. And it will be Zach Bushy taking the throw in for Beekmantown as we approach the 1 minute mark. Ball comes in, goes to Kane. Kane will now switching fields, trying to go to the weak side. He was trying to find Cole Nephew, got by him. Nephew keeps it in play, looking to service it. He drills it off of Darza. So it'll be a deep throw in for Beekmantown with 45 seconds. They're going to try to get one more run here to get a shot off Huckrow. And the ball comes into play. Ball bounces inside the box and it goes off of Kane, so it'll be a goal kick for Chazy. It looks like we're going to be going to overtime, Lee.
Good chances. With 30 seconds Chazy left. Chazy has the goal kick. Coach McAuliffe is pushing his players to move the ball quickly.
So the ball is picked up by Sorrell, defended by Lucas. Now it's going to Hart. Hart's trying to get a shot off. He deflects over on top of the net, and they thought they scored, but it was a deflection on top of the net.
That was a dangerous. It was a nice hard shot that deflected off a player. It had Huckrow wrong-footed, of course, because he was expected to go over, and it just cleared the crossbar.
So the second half has come to a conclusion, and we're going to have more soccer here at the George Brendler Field. We're tied at 1. You are listening to the Sports Authority of the North Country Hometown Radio, WIRY.com. Third stats show the score tied 1-1. Shots favor Chazy over Beekmantown 10-8. Corner kicks favor Beekmantown over Chazy 7-4. Championship game, overtime, George Brendler Field, the Frankie Garrow Memorial. It doesn't get much bigger or better than this early on into the season. Game is on, and Beekmantown quickly just sends it deep to the far side. No one there, so it'll be a deep throw in for Chazy, and it's probably a chess match for Beekmantown just to try to get some field position.
And hot off the press, I just got a notice in the Saranac preseason invitational boys tournament. Saranac Lake knocks off Saranac Central 1-0 for the championship.
That's probably an upset right there.
I would say it is.
So the ball is in play. It's Beekmantown into the defensive zone of Chazy. It is Lucas trying to get the ball over to Gagno. Gagno now sends the ball up, trying to find Mosier. Gets too far ahead of him. Throw in far sideline for Beekmantown. It is Bushy. He'll take the throw in. He sends the ball in to the far side onto the feet of Hemingway. Hemingway goes back to Bushy, and now it's cleared out by Dwyer. He sends it into the defensive zone at midfield. Now it goes onto the chest of Lucas. Lucas trying to control, but coming over to help out defensively was Kane. Kane goes to the far side of Beekmantown. He gets it off to the feet of Sorrell. Sorrell trying to send it forward, deflects off of Drake, and now cleared out forward by number 20. I couldn't see the far side who that was. It might have been Mason. It goes off the sideline, throw in for Chazy. Colby Drake will take the throw in for Chazy, about 20 yards shy of midfield on his defensive zone far side. They're going from left to right. The ball comes in, it goes off of the feet of Kane, so another throw in for Chazy. Drake of Chazy, or off of Beekmantown. Chazy's Drake will take the throw in. We're early here in the first overtime. Sudden death, golden goal overtime. Chazy moves the ball up. It's knocked again out of bounds far sideline. So now Chazy's at midfield. Drake will send it down the line again. Going for the ball is Mosier. The ball is chipped up high in the air, and that will work its way out of bounds. Chazy moves the ball up another 10 yards. They're now into the Beekmantown defensive zone. Far side, Drake again goes down the line. The ball is now headed toward midfield, headed by Lucas, trying to find Gagno. Drake sends it forward, gets it on the feet of Hanson. Hanson trying to do a turn. He has it knocked away by Lattenville. Hanson still trying to get to the ball, gives it up to Lucas. Lucas comes to the near side over to Dwyer. Dwyer one times it back to D'Andarza. D'Andarza back to Dwyer. Dwyer pushes it to the open space, finds Juno. Juno with the ball will try to switch fields. He sends it up trying to find Gagno. He has it knocked away by Nephew. Nephew sends a long kick into Chazy territory. Back there's McCarthy. McCarthy sends the ball forward. Goes off of the head of Mosier. Mosier trying to control his own head ball. It's Mosier trying to keep the ball in play. He can't, and quickly it's going to be Nephew. Nephew will take the throw in for Beekmantown, far sideline in front of the stands. He gets the ball up over to Cox. Cox has it knocked away. Now it's picked up by Mosier. Mosier gives it up over to Hanson. Hanson trying to get through the defense. He's defended well. Far sideline. Hanson goes over to defend. He knocks it out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown.
A lot of aggressive play here early on for Chazy that you can tell they want to take this victory home in front of their home crowd.
Well, the ball is back in play. It goes off of the head of Golden, but cleared forward by Connors. And the ball is skipping around. Mason's back there for Beekmantown. He comes to the near sideline. He's trying to find Nephew. Nephew trying to get to the ball. And it was Heath Lucas coming over. And as Nephew was clearing the ball, his foot went into Lucas.
Yeah, I think it was the hit. It hit him right in the gut.
Yeah, the follow through did.
Yeah.
All righty.
6. He's saying it's his knee.
Tanner.
6
I
minutes.
thought it was in the stomach that he got hit.
Yeah, me too, but he played to his knee. So
Kobe all the way.
just under
Kobe
6
all the way.
minutes to go here in this first overtime period.
Hey, Tanner.
It's going to be
Here, ask for 10.
Tanner Connors
Get it
to
up.
take this direct
Sir, he's
kick.
asking for
Lucas
10.
has been dinged up a little bit here. He's trying to walk it off.
Tanner, get it, put it on, Fran, get it up, get it up.
So Connors sends the ball forward, just outside the 18. Nice job. It was headed out by Bushy, far side. Coming on hard is Tanner. Going back hard is Lucas or Mosier for Chazy. And it's Mosier goes down. He can't control it.
That was Lucas again over there. I think checked back defensively.
Oh my God, Lucas made it back there?
It's taken down again.
Wow. He turned down the afterburners.
Yeah, well, there was good speed coming down the side there by Nico Hart. He was cruising by. He burned Juno, and he was headed toward. But Lucas, testing that wonky knee, he was able to get back there.
Well, I'll say this: you can't say that he doesn't leave everything on the field when he plays. So the ball comes over to the near side. D'Andarza trying to get to the ball, but Nephew has the ball. D'Andarza trying to control him, trying to keep him at bay. Nice job by D'Andarza to knock him off the ball. Coming over to help out was number 17, Kane. D'Andarza trying to get to Lucas. Lucas now controlling, but it is picked up by Kane. Kane gives the ball up over to Golden. Golden now sends it forward, trying to find Nephew. D'Andarza defending, coming over to help out is Dwyer. Dwyer clears the ball out. They're going from right to left. They're near sideline, about halfway through the defensive zone of Chazy. It is Mason with the throw-in. Mason takes it off the head of Golden, but cleared out by Connors. Tanner Connors sends it toward midfield, and it's chipped back by Hayden Bouye onto the feet of Golden. Golden gives it to Mason. Now sent forward out to D'Andarza, middle of the field. Juno heads it back, trying to find Lucas, but it's picked up by Hemingway. Hemingway of Beekmantown working his way at midfield, switching fields. He now takes it himself to the far sideline. Hemingway with some space goes down the line, trying to find Nico Hart. Hart working his way down. There's a collision.
Thank you.
And it's going to be a foul on Chazy's Kobe Drake. So a nice opportunity for Beekmantown. They're far side. They got a free kick, and they're just outside the far 18 line, probably about 10 or 15 yards.
Yeah, Hart took a lick there from Colby Drake as he's hobbling back toward the top of the 18. And it's going to be Nephew to take this direct kick. Beekmantown lining up right along the far post.
So 3 minutes in here left, I should say. Low kick comes up, and Hoppo comes right up, and he plays it well. He straddles that ball, and he'll work his way to the 18.
Yeah, it's not the strike that Nephew wanted as he's got his hand to his head as he's running down the field. He wanted to serve that a little bit better.
But it was a low shot, and it skipped with the dew. Kicked by Hopro, and it's Hansen trying to control it, but it's cleared out by Lattenville. Tanner Connors with the ball, controlling at midfield, chips it to the near sideline, trying to find Dwyer. Dwyer working his way down, and it's knocked out of bounds by Mason. So throw in for Chazy.
2.5 minutes remaining here in the first overtime period. Dejan Darza trotting over to take the throw in for the Chazy Eagle squad.
And Beekmantown has 2 shots this overtime period. Chazy doesn't have any. Shots now favor Chazy 10-9, but Beekmantown has a slight edge here in overtime. Chazy now has the ball throw in. They're going from left to right. They're about halfway down the defensive zone of Beekmantown. Throw in by Dejan Darza, goes off of the head of Nephew. Connors heads it down onto the feet of Lucas. Lucas goes to the far sideline over to Dwyer. Dwyer trying to service it to Lucas. He tried to one-time it. He couldn't get his foot on it. And now it's cleared out by Hart. And it's Connors. Tanner Connors shot from distance. And that will go wide. Or a goal kick coming up for Beekmantown with substitutions.
I think that was the right idea for Connors to take that shot from that distance. A couple subs coming in, McCaslin and Burke. But you want to take that chance. I mean, you're in overtime. If you can put that shot on frame, you want to make the goalie make that mistake. A minute and 20 remaining here in this first overtime.
So the goal kick is sent forward toward midfield. It goes off the head of Lucas. He gets it to Mosier. Mosier trying to control it. Coming over to help out is Hansen. Now Dwyer coming over to help out, but it's cleared out by Kenny toward midfield. Onto the feet of McCaslin. He's trying to go to the far side, but DJ Gagno gets the ball up over to Lucas. Lucas with the ball, heading to the outside, defended well by Mason. Mason and Lucas, and a foul call. Lucas goes down, and Chazy gets the call. Far side, right at midfield in front of the bench or the fans, will be a free kick for Chazy.
Free kick for Chazy as time winds down. 30 seconds here left in this first overtime period. Lucas is not in any hurry to place the ball and kick it. And Beekmantown's encroaching on the 10 yards, so I think we're going to wind up probably ending this overtime period before the ball gets into play.
Well, there's 17 seconds. Ball now comes into play. And we're at the 10-second mark, so we're going to have another 10-minute overtime. No score in the first 10 minutes.
I don't know.
And the first overtime comes to an end. And if there's any advantage, it would be Beekmantown getting 2 shots on net and Chazy not getting any.
It was a pretty even overtime period. Chazy had the advantage in possession. They were in the Beekmantown end of the field more so than Beekmantown was in Chazy's end. But 2 shots on goal for Beekmantown does give them a slight advantage. So one more 10-minute overtime period. And then if no resolution, we'll go to penalty kicks.
So, and if there's a goal, this game is done. So there's the potential for some high drama in the next 10 minutes. And we'll see if either team can capitalize.
Official is checking with everybody, make sure we're ready to start, and the whistle goes.
Chazy's taking the kickoff, and it's a short kick to Lucas from Riley Hansen. Lucas being shadowed by McCaslin. He gets by McCaslin, and it's Lucas now cutting to the inside. It's like Lucas wants to end this thing himself, but coming over to defend was Bushy. He takes it off at Gagno, so it's going to be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Bushy sends the ball down. It goes off the gun. It's coming back up is Cody Drake. He sends the ball to the open space, picked up by Lucas. Lucas knocks it too far ahead of himself. Can't get to it. It'll work its way off the sideline, so it'll be a throw-in for Beekmantown. Bushy.
Heath Lucas coming out like a man possessed here in this second overtime period. Like you said, Joey, at one point it looked like he wanted to take it all the way to finish it himself.
So the ball comes in. It deflects off of Gagno. Another throw-in for Beekmantown. We're in the first minute of the second 10-minute overtime. Whoever scores will win in this overtime period. Ball is cleared to the center of the field. It's Dwyer pushes it back over to Juno. Juno trying to control, picked up by Golden. But it's pushed back, and it's Dejan Darza sends it to the near sideline. Riley Hansen looking to control. Hansen does control, puts it to the inside. Hansen now cuts it in toward the middle. Hansen pushed off the ball. He's trying to find Mosier to the far side, but nice job by Mason clearing it to the open space, and Mason hustling to get to his own kick. He gets there first, but coming over to help out for Chazy was Dwyer, and Mason does a good job hanging on to the ball, gets it over to McCaslin, and D'Andarza takes it out of bounds, throw in Beekmantown.
Real nice work there by Brady Mason, blocking the initial opportunity, then taking the ball down the field, creating opportunity for Beekmantown right now.
So it's cleared out by Connors, and Tanner Connors just clears it outside the 18, throw in for Beekmantown. They're going from left to right. They're about 15 yards far side. Throw in for Beekmantown. They send it back, and it actually goes off of Mason, and it will be a throw in for Chazy. Dwyer gives the ball up. D'Andarza going to take the throw in for Chazy. 7:54 left in the second 10-minute overtime. They're tied at 1. Ball comes in play at midfield. It goes off of a Beekmantown player quickly. Ball comes in play. Now it's headed toward midfield. And it is Lucas. Lucas trying to control. He comes to the near sideline. Gets the ball up over Kobe Drake. Drake has some space. He sends a long kick trying to find Gagnon. Gagnon on the far side. It is Bushy. Bushy takes that ball. Bushy trying to control it. Sends it forward. Here's Lucas. Lucas gets a hand on it. Skipped up to him. And that's what can happen.
Yeah, it skipped away, and he tried to get his body in front of it instead of his shoulder and pec muscle. He wound up getting his arm to it. So direct kick here, Hayden Bouye to take the direct kick for Beekmantown. 7 minutes remaining in the second overtime period.
So it's going to be Hayden Bouye. Sends the ball forward. Goes off of the head of McCaslin. Now sent forward by Burke, but knocked away. Now it's Mosier. Mosier for Chazy, working his way up, goes to the outside, gets it to Dwyer. Dwyer working his way, Mason trying to defend him. Mason knocks it out of bounds, throw in for Chazy. They're going from right to left. It's the far side. They're halfway into the Beekmantown defensive zone.
Throw in looks like it's going to be taken here.
Dwyer, it looks like.
Patrick Dwyer.
Dwyer sends it in. Lucas sends it back out to him. He now serves it in toward the 18. And it's knocked away to the near sideline. And hustling is Beekmantown and Chazy. And it's Riley Hansen gets there first. He now is trying to cut it to the inside, defended by Kane. Hansen trying to get the shot across. It goes off the end line. So we have a goal kick coming up for Beekmantown along with some substitutions.
Cole Nephew checking in, and Colin Hemingway coming off as Ian McCaslin and Ethan Burke. So it's nice to have the deep bench that Coach Lucy has to keep one of his captains off at the start of the second overtime period in Cole Nephew, one of the stronger players.
And Bouye for the third time goes to the side and he just drills it out of bounds. So a throw in for Chazy.
Just go midfield if you can.
So quickly it comes in. Lucas with the ball, working his way through. It's Lucas trying to get a shot off. He now is trying to get a through ball up to Connor or Mosier, but it gets by him out of midfield. McCarthy now sends it forward. It goes on to the feet of Kane. Kane had it taken away by Gagnon. Gagnon working his way down, trying to get by Kane. It's Gagnon and Kane. Kane pushing Gagnon off, and he takes it off of Kane. So corner kick coming up for Chazy. Chazy scored their goal on a corner kick. Heath Lucas going to take the kick for Chazy. They're going from right to left. It's the near post. Corner kick, Heath Lucas.
Just less than 5 minutes here to go here in the second overtime period. This is a golden opportunity for Chazy as they pack in front of the goalkeeper Wood.
Lucas looking to serve. He sends it in. Ball goes in. It deflects over the net. D'Andarza came in one time, just over the net.
Yep, he came flying in and got a piece of it, but too much of it to go over top of the net.
Well, Bouye just quickly set the goal kick up, and Connor sends it forward. It goes over the head of Golden, picked up by Mosier. Mosier comes to the near side over to Lucas. Lucas working his way down, being defended by Kane. Lucas now cutting to the inside. He's taken down, no whistle. Ball comes out of bounds, throw in for Chazy. We're at the 4-minute mark in the second 10-minute overtime.
Kobe Drake taking the throw for Chazy.
Ball comes in. Gagnon defending, trying to take care of Nico Hart, coming over, taking the ball away. Lucas goes all the way back over to Connors. Tanner Connors sends it forward. It gets under the feet of Hemingway. far side, but back there is Lattenville. Lattenville now sends it forward toward midfield. Dwyer trying to battle for the ball. Now the ball sent to the far side. Open space, hustling is Dean Darza as he is being challenged by Nephew. And Dean Darza takes it off of Nephew. Smart play by Dean Darza.
Really smart play to bounce the ball off of Cole Nephew. So it's going to be a throw in real deep in the Chazy territory, but at least Chazy has the opportunity to possess. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining.
So it's going to be a deep throw in for Chazy. He goes down the line. And it is out of bounds. Another throw in for Chazy. We're at the 3-minute mark left in the second 10-minute overtime. If you're just joining us, it is a classic 1-1 game between Beekmantown and Chazy. Ball comes into play. It's now knocked back. Cleared out by Chazy. Beekmantown trying to keep it in their own defensive zone of Chazy. Ball is now sent toward midfield. Hanson now heads the ball forward, trying to control, but Mason does a nice job sending the ball forward over to Lattenville. Goes over the head of Nico Hart. Kobe Drake trying to control. It's Drake and Hart battling for the ball. Drake and Hart still battling for the ball. Coming to help out is Lucas. Lucas is taken down by Hart. And quickly, Lucas sends the ball forward. He's trying to find Riley Hanson down the line, and it's Hanson trying to cut it to the inside. And that will go off of Zach Bushy. Deep throw in for Chazy. We're at the 2-minute mark left in the second 10-minute overtime.
Throw in here. Gagno's going to take the throw in for Chazy. He has a decent throw in. Going to reach in the 18-yard box. Not a lot of bodies, not a lot of green uniforms up there, though.
I think they'll wait for a long throw inside the box. Gagno is now ready to go. He sends it in. It goes off the head of Bushy. Knocked out of bounds by King.
Now!
Throw in for Chazy. A minute 30 left in the second.
Out to the
10.
ball, you got two there.
Hanson and Gagno deciding who's going to take this throw in. It's going to be Gagno to take it.
Ball goes down. Lucas working his way off the end line. Corner kick for Chazy. It's a corner kick. We got a minute 16. They got time. And it's Chazy's going from right to left, so it's the near post. Lucas will take the corner kick.
has somebody now.
And we're approaching 1 minute. Lucas setting up.
Face your opponent. Face them.
Lucas sends it in. He's trying to bend it in. Ball goes through everybody. Coming in hard was Riley Hanson on the far post. And that works its way off the end line. It got by Hanson, so goal kick for Beekmantown.
Ethan Burke checking back in for Beekmantown. He's going to be taking off. Number 17 is Dalton Kane. So, yeah, disappointing effort on that last corner kick for Chazy. They certainly would have liked to have gotten a shot on frame. 30 seconds to go here in overtime.
And that's the fourth time that Louis has kicked it right out of bounds. So quickly the ball comes into play over to Riley Hanson. And in this overtime, 2 overtime period, Chazy has not had a shot on net in 20 minutes. And the ball is cleared forward. Dean Darza trying to knock it down in 10 seconds. And this ball is going to go out of bounds. So, Lee, this game will go in the books as a 1-1 tie. We're going to penalty kicks to determine a winner.
That's right.
Who's talking to each other, like you say, they're all good friends.
Yeah, they all played with each other, played soccer with each other growing up probably and throughout the summers. And as I said, they do share a men's varsity or boys varsity hockey team. So certainly may experience that too. So here's Leo Golden.
So first, Leo Golden, first shooter for Beekmantown. And nothing but net. Golden, it was Huckrow was guessing right. Golden went to the opposite side. No chance for Huckrow.
Heath Lucas now for Chazy as Beekmantown has a 1-0 lead. Matt Wood is the goalkeeper for Beekmantown. We haven't said his name a lot today. He hasn't had a ton of action as Heath Lucas lines up for Chazy's first penalty kick.
And it's Lucas. And Lucas would guess right, but Lucas put a lot on it, and it got just under his hands, and Chazy has tied this game 1-1.
Matt Wood did get a hand on that, but the shot was too strong for it to stop. Now it's going to be Cole Nephew stepping up to the line for Beekmantown.
Let's go, Cole.
Penalty kicks even at 1. Cole Nephew lining up for left-footed shot.
And Nephew misses the net. He tried to go to the left of Huckrow, and he missed the net. So here's an opportunity for Chazy. And I like the strategy of Coach McCullough. He's sending his 2 top players to take the top 2 kicks.
Yeah, good, establish your lead. And Riley Hansen now will take the next shot. Cole Nephew just pulled that shot with his left foot wide of the post. So so Riley Hansen setting up the ball now, taking the right-footed shot.
And Hansen goes side net, and Chazy goes 2-1 after 2 rounds of penalty kicks. 3 more rounds left.
Wood guessed correctly to his left, but Hansen shot the ball into the side netting, so there was no chance to make that save. Up now for Beekmantown is Nico Hart.
Nico Hart, who had a monster game in the first game of this
Against
tournament.
Canton, yeah. He's a solid young player. I say young player, he's a senior.
Young to us.
Young to me.
So Hart will set up.
Right-footed kick.
And Hart scores. I think Huckrow over.
Well, Hart went middle of the net, and Huckrow guessed left, and Huckrow got a piece of it with his leg, but there was enough mustard on it that it got through him. So we're even at 2. But Chazy, if they score here, they have the lead, and it's Tanner Connors. Connors, right-footed kick.
Connors goes wide. So after 3 rounds, we're tied at 2. With 2 more players, 2 more shooters to go for each team. And heading up is Hemingway for Beekmantown.
Connors was going left to his right, and he just mishit it and it went high and wide. Colin Hemingway now setting up for a right-footed kick.
And Hemingway drills it, put a lot on that ball. Huckrow had no chance. So Luke Mosier coming in for Chazy.
Freshman.
And so the pressure is on Chazy now as they trail 3-2 in penalty kicks in the 4th round. So a lot of pressure on the freshman.
Yeah, no doubt. Moser getting his first opportunity here in varsity for a penalty kick, setting up for right foot. Just 2 strides away from the ball. Short take.
Mosier saves it, saved by Woods. And there wasn't a lot on that ball. So Beekmantown can win it right here.
Correct. Beekmantown will win it here if Dalton Kane scores for them. Kane is sophomore, his first year playing varsity. So the pressure now is strictly on both Gabe Huckrow and Kane.
Yeah, if Huckrow can make the save or Kane misses, then Huckrow becomes a shooter.
Correct.
And he sends it way over the net.
Into the cornfield.
The cornfield, yeah. So guess what happens? Huckrow is going to work his way to the penalty area, it looks like.
And he's kind of forgotten that he's taken the kick.
Well, I think he was waiting for directions.
So now, Huckrow scores, the game is over, Chazy wins.
No, Beekmantown's at 3-2.
Oh, excuse me.
Huckrow needs to tie this.
I'm sorry.
So
Yes.
they go into sudden death penalty kicks.
Correct. So goalie versus goalie.
Interesting.
Left-footed Huckrow.
Huckrow sends it top shelf. This game is tied at 3. Goalie beats goalie. Now we're in sudden death penalty kicks.
And if we're still tied after these 5, I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
They keep going, obviously, but I think you round again.
Well,
The parents, Calvin says the parents may be brought down. Chazy would hold an advantage there, I think.
this is really interesting.
So first kicker up is going to be Hayden Bouye, senior captain for this Beekmantown squad.
Well, we know he has a strong kick. He definitely has that.
Can he corral it and put it in the back of the net? That's the question. Setting the ball on the penalty stripe. He's backing up 3-4 steps. He's setting up for right-footed shot.
And there goes Bouye. Bouye goes over the net, so Chazy has a chance to end this, and it looks like they're setting up Patrick Dwyer, and it was Dwyer who had the winning goal against Plattsburgh High School.
That's right. So can he do it again? Can he be the hero? Patrick Dwyer, number 12, trotting to the penalty stripe. Lots of pressure on the young man, junior.
Well, he answered the call against Plattsburgh. Can he answer the call tonight?
Setting the ball on the penalty stripe. Setting up for left-footed kick. Patrick Dwyer.
Dwyer setting up. Dwyer scores! Chazy wins the Frankie Garrow Memorial in sudden death penalty kicks. I'm Joey Trombley along with Lee Barcombe. You are listening to the Sports Authority of the North Country, hometown radio, WIRY.com, 1340 AM, 3.7 FM. We'll be back for our post-game show in 60 seconds.
All right, we're going to wrap it up. Hometown Cable's look at the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament 2019. Our thanks to the Choir Boy and the pharmacist for taking us through the game. And remember, this is viewer-supported local television. If you want us to continue to be here, Eagle fans, you'd better step up so we can justify our visits to the soccer games. Thanks for watching.
Maybe a great game.